Okay guys, continuing on with 18.3, we're looking at explain 3. And we're looking at multiplying the quantity of a plus b times the quantity of a minus b. Okay, and so a plus b times a minus b will give us a squared minus b squared, which is a binomial of the form a squared minus b squared is called a difference of two squares. Okay, and so for part A, please just watch. We have x plus 6 times x minus 6. And so we know that we're going to get a squared plus b squared. Okay, and so we have a squared and b squared. And so if we square x, we're going to get x squared. And if we square 6, we're going to get 36. Okay, so I'm actually going to FOIL this out just so you guys see real quick. Okay, so if I FOIL this, x times x gives me x squared. X times a negative 6 gives me negative 6x. And then I multiply positive 6 times x, so I have plus 6x. And then 6 times negative 6 gives me negative 36. And so if you guys noticed, we have a negative 6 and a positive 6x, and so those actually cancel, which is why we're left with x squared minus 36. And so we could FOIL every time, but it's much nicer to know this formula. So make sure you memorize this, make a mental note that whenever you see a plus b times a minus b, we're going to get this formula, or we're going to use that formula. Okay, so now I want you guys to actually do b with me. And so I have x squared plus 2y times x squared minus 2y. So again, we can go ahead and we can FOIL that out. But why do we need to FOIL it if we have a squared minus b squared? And so here's a, here's b. Okay, and so we have 2y squared as our b, and we have x squared as our a. And so my final answer is actually going to be sorry about that, I put the x here, but I already have an x here. So I have 1x, right, because we have an imaginary 1, and 1 squared is 1, to the 4th, minus, well, if I distribute that 2 times 2 is 4y squared, okay? So that would be my final answer for x squared plus 2y times x squared minus 2y, okay? So let's go ahead and go to number 11, your turn, and we're going to write that out. So we have a plus b times a minus b is going to give me a squared minus b squared. Okay, so I'm going to label this, and I have a and b. Okay, so if that's the case, then I have 7 squared minus x squared. Okay, and so if I continue on and I simplify that, I'm going to have 49 minus x squared. And that's my final answer. Okay, so make sure that you guys understand that we can FOIL, but that's a lot more work that you don't necessarily need to do because we have this formula here. Okay, and if you do FOIL, if you do 7 times 7, we'll get 49. 7 times negative x, you get negative 7x. And then we have x times 7, so plus 7x. And then minus x squared. We're actually going to get the same exact answer. And so I'll have 49. My negative 7x cancels my positive 7x minus x squared. So again, same answers, just much easier when we recognize that there is a formula for it.